On August 27, I think it was the year 2003, the Ten Commandments, or a monument of the Ten Commandments, was removed from the Alabama State Judiciary Building in the United States. But brothers and sisters, the removal of the Ten Commandments from this state judiciary building is symptomatic of a greater problem in our world. There was a time in ancient Israel when the Jewish people rebelled against God. They did not want his law, and they said by their attitudes, cause the Almighty to cease from us. Now I want you to know that God is a perfect gentleman. Christ is a perfect gentleman. He will not impose his presence on anybody, and if we don't want him, he will simply excuse himself. Are we together? But I must forewarn you tonight that the absence of God is the presence of death. The absence of God's law is the presence of every evil. Now, if you look around the world today, the United States, the United Kingdom, parts of Europe, and even in the Caribbean, many secular countries around the world has been manifesting the same attitude. Cause God to cease from us. Remove the Ten Commandments from our courthouses. Ban prayer and Bible from public schools. And make people feel odd when they talk about Jesus and morality. I must say that being the gentleman that God is, he is slowly withdrawing his presence from this earth. And as a result, my brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, those who are watching online, there are bold and frequent robberies, teenage delinquency, crime and violence, natural disasters, economic and social crises have taken over the world because in the absence of God, there is the presence of evil. The Ten Commandments are the most influential moral teachings in history. They were written by God. And I told you the second night of this campaign that he used his own fingers to write these Ten Commandments. He never trusted Moses to do that. And when he gave them to Moses, Moses had to come up all the way to Mount Sinai, and I read in the archaeological reviews that on the top of Mount Sinai there is what you call glacial, the rocks seem to have been melted at some point in the past. There were no volcanic activity there. But the presence of God, my friends, came up on Mount Sinai, and we read in the scripture that God is a consuming fire. What do you say? So he said in Exodus 20 verse 1, I am the Lord your God. I am who? The Lord your God. He is my God, and he is your God. What do you say? As long as we are God's children, we are under his tutelage, and if we are his children, we will do what he says. What do you say? So the first thing he said is that thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt have no other what? Now you don't see people bowing down to images today, as they did back in the days, in the times of Israel. You don't see them bowing down to Ashtoreth and Baal, but whatever takes the place of God in your life, that is your God.